beside OCC, what are the challenges that you all face to strengthen Namlify at that point of time?
Yeah, during my term of office, I did do a very thorough analysis of the association as well as the challenges facing the industry. When I was a president, of course, I really had in mind what to do to strengthen the association. You see, when the association was very weak in terms of membership and in terms of finance, so to my mind was like I link it to the US military, you know, like you have a sunken ship, right? So if I were to raise up the sunken ship, I did not want it to be just a sampan, right? Because a sampan will not be able to stand against the tides, you know, the strong tides and the wind. So I wanted to be like the US 7th Fleet in the sense that it is capable of not only defensive, but it must be capable of being offensive, you know. So by offensive, what I mean was, you see, the association talk about professionalism. And really, what is professionalism? Does it mean to say that my production is very good, I can speak well on the platform during the convention, that I'm a professional? Because of my training as a mechanical engineer, so to me, professionalism is actually more than just good production and good public speaking. So we need to go into a proper cost structure for our fraternity. So basically, we are trying to help every member to be in a way like equipped and stand tall. And the only way is to go into courses. That was why at that time I, together with the council, proposed the concept of NAMLIF. That time was NAMLIA, the Center of Professional Excellence. And we evolved the principle, and even we actually have it passed during the ADC, that evolved the principle where for voluntary service, you will not be paid. When you serve at branch level, as branch committee or the National Council. But we also evolve professional practice. Like for example, if you're very good and we want your expertise, we want your talent, then you can conduct half a day course or full day course, and for that you should be paid. And we need to evolve this at the ADC, where all the members agree to this principle. Then we start the NAMLIA Center of Professional Excellence. And of course, I want this to be like a forerunner to form the NAMLIA Life Practitioners Council. Because Life Practitioners Council is not just half a day or 1 day course. So it's more about kind of a structured course where we want our members to be good in not only personal insurance marketing, must be also business insurance marketing, learning more about taxation and tax planning for our policyholders, and also the importance of life insurance law and trust. So I think these were the very minimum we thought would be at least good for our agents. So when they have a kind of destination, so at least they say, well, I think this agent is not only interested in selling, so he know what is he doing and give proper advice. And I think that was something which I felt I would love to do and leave it to the industry and also to the association for a long, long time.
So what were the things that, who were the people involved in, how did you manage to get the tax materials and all this for the benefit of the LPC courses?
Okay, we were very fortunate because at that time, we were having quite a number of leaders who were very passionate about professional development. So we have members like Lim Yan Seong, S.K. Sami, Karuna Muti. We also have Ui Tong Hun. I think we were the few who actually formed the first Life Practitioners Council committee to work on it. And of course, our challenge was to write materials which were relevant for our society. So, like for example, tax. Then we must be able to follow the Income Tax Act of our country, and also to learn something from our professional accountants, so that we can impart this to our members who will be able to help our policyholders better. Then of course we also want to go into the life insurance law, so that's where we need to understand the Insurance Act very well. Of course, all the other related legislation like probate and admin, like Trust Act, Trustee Act. So all this, we challenge ourselves to write materials which are according to our laws, our customs, and our practice. So we did not really took materials wholesale from other countries. We want to be homegrown, and from homegrown to go international. Just for your information, not only that we started the Life Practitioners Council, because at that time NAMLIA was also very active in APLIC, Asia Pacific Life Insurance Council. And we felt that there is also a need at the APLIC level to also come to this level of professional courses. So the reason why we were doing it is because we were looking at, we were all independent or sovereign nations, right? So I think the East need not have to get all materials from the West. Then we were always on the easy path of just taking material wholesale, and we are not grooming people. I think to groom people is to have our own courses, our own final say, to like forming policies, evolving standards and all that. That was why NAMLIA worked hand in hand with APLIC in this area of professional development. But of course, as you know, with the passage of time, NAMLIA evolved to become NAMLIFA, and APLIC evolved to become AFINZA, right? It's because of the what we call the convergence of the financial services, like insurance, banking, investment, and because of this convergence, and also because of what was happening in UK, in US, or in even Australia, or even nearby in Singapore. So we see the need to have not just insurance per se. So we have to broaden our practice to encompass financial planning and also investment, because we knew it would sure to come on, and we cannot say wait until when it comes, then only we will respond. No? In fact, we should be proactive. And I think at that time the leadership, because we were at the bottom, so that was why it was easy for us to evolve strong structures and strong policies for the association at that time. We came out with a slogan, serve with passion and grow with honor. Of course, we also started many other projects like NADA practitioners. We also started the National Top Producer Clubs for the agent and for the leaders, which were forerunners to the ACAD, yeah. So I would say the challenges were many, but if you're looking back, we strengthened our association, we brought in more members, we strengthened our finance, we started the NAMLIA Center of Professional Excellence, we started the LPC, we also have like conventions, right? So I think all that had helped the association to be on not only proper footings, but strong footing for the future. So that was what I meant by a 7th Fleet capable of not only defensive, but offensive. so that I think the industry, especially the agents and the members of NAMLIFA, can be proud of not only our association, but can be also proud of our industry.
This thing, we understand that your LPC did a lot of work to churn out a lot of courses for the benefit of the agency. And how was the response from the agency towards these courses, and how did the industry benefit from these courses?
Yeah, in fact, when we first launched the LPC courses, I think we were having 4 courses: personal insurance marketing, business insurance marketing. Then we also have taxation and tax planning for policyholders, as well as life insurance, law and trust. The response were very overwhelming. In fact, as I think the leadership were very pleased with the response from the members. I think we enrolled 1,000, and that enrollment not only was very significant in terms of a head start, but it was also very good to help out the association in terms of not only the finance, but also to build up the structure, especially for the association. Because at that time, we just moved into our NAMLIA secretariat not too long, so there was also a great need to strengthen the secretariat. And I would say these courses also came in very timely, in the sense that, you see, at that moment, of course, MII was doing the LUTC, and NAMLIA were not in a position to do the LUTC. And of course, as president, I felt it's very, very important for NAMLIA or NAMLIFA to do the LUTC, because even in the States, NALU was the organization for the agent that started the LUTC, and LUTC is as good as part of NALU. So if that was what it was in US, then I cannot see any reason why in Malaysia it shouldn't, right? But of course, as an association, it would be very difficult to see, especially even as president, that the agents are in MII facilitating, and NAMLIFA could not do anything. So I think we were also very responsible leaders. We actually conducted dialogues with Liam and also MII to see where we can be like equal partners. Of course, it was a bit saddening that it did not take place. But somehow it was a blessing in disguise that since it could not take place, then we thought we must well start on our own, right? And I think that was really the real challenge at that moment, that we have to start something on our own that we can be proud of. We must start something on our own where the association can say that we own it. The agency force of the country can say that we own it, so to say, so that, because we must take pride in being a professional, right? And I think that message to our members was very well received, and that was why there was the response. So when we were successful in writing those materials, because as the LPC chairman then, my standard was very high, in the sense that I challenged the writers that the materials we produce must be able to stand public scrutiny and stand the test of time. Because if we cannot stand public scrutiny and the test of time, then we will be ridiculed. And we could not afford to be ridiculed. I mean, already insurance agents have never been looked upon very highly in society. So all the more, we need to have a totally different mindset. So in order to help our agency force to have a totally different mindset, we as leaders in the association must, in the first place, must have a different mindset altogether, a mindset of a progressive professional, so that other strata of society can say, look, hey, this is one group of agents we can be proud of because they are really doing a professional jobs for the sake of society. And of course, what we started in Namlia was also well received in APLIC, and actually APLIC started that and followed suit also.
And Mr. Teng, what actually started to form MFPC at that point of time? I think later it started the MFPC, and Namlifa was involved in it. I think so. So how this got started?
Oh, it's a very interesting development. You see, one leads to the other. Had we not started Namlia Center of Professional Excellence, had we not started the LPC, we would not be in that position. But because we started the LPC, the Center of Professional Excellence, and I mean, so happened I was also serving in APLIC as secretary and later on vice chair and chair. So I, together with the other council members like Lim Yan Seong, were in a position to have the experience with other countries and also to know what is really happening worldwide. Especially at that time, there were challenges, like in the sense that there was the formation of the Financial Planning Association of Malaysia, so where the unit trust industry and the bankers were very much with them. So we were asking, so where is the insurance industry, right? So of course, at that moment, FPAM needed help to develop the first two modules of the material. That is the fundamentals of financial planning and risk management and insurance planning. And of course, we were actually called upon to help in the development of the materials. And it's true, actually a number of us actually helped even FPAM with the first two modules of their materials. But we felt that just as what we talk about why Namlifa has to be strong, or why we need to have our own courses like the LPC courses leading to various designations. So we also see the need not just to have like a CHFC or CFP. So we thought, why don't we form our own body, a regional body, since we already have APLIC, and we also confer designation. And that was how we have this respective development, like for MFPC and also FINZA, as well as the designation CHFP. That was how it was started. So when we were successful with CHFP, I think the industry, especially Liam and Bank Negara, saw the need that Namlifa should play some form of a role to help out to form another body, not so much like FPAM, because FPAM means to say that all of us would have to go for CFP, and again we would not be, say, independent in that sense, because you'll be subjected to the CFP of the United States, So that was where, because of the urging from Liam as well as from Bank Negara, and we in the association felt that we should also be a part to form a national body. And that was where, I think between me and Yan Seong, we actually proposed to have the RFP as well as the MFPC. And in fact, the word even MFPC came from us. In fact, even the word RFP also came from us, right? Because we were actual practitioners. In fact, we know best because our hearts and mind and our soul are in the whole practitioner development. And of course, we were very thankful and also very grateful that both Bank Negara as well as Liam accepted our proposal. And I think from there onward.
Okay. Shall we continue?
Mr. Ting, were you satisfied with your achievement as president, and what was your most satisfying achievement that you are proud of?
Of course, the most satisfying part of serving the association has always been we become a better person, right, as we went through it. I mean, in the sense that our leadership were challenged, and of course, even our skill, our communication were all challenged. But I think the most satisfying point, as far as my term as president, was be able to work with all the in-house. I remember very well when I first came in as Assistant Secretary General, after being in Namlia one term, that was way back in the 80s. When I came back in 92 as Assistant Secretary General, the whole landscape in the association or the industry was so different. Because I think the in-house wanted to see strong leadership in Namlia. And of course, at that moment, there were not many companies with in-house. There were a few. And of course, there were a lot of concern about the leadership of Namlia. So when I was voted in as the president, I felt the need of how to get the in-house to come together. And I think for that, I'm very happy to say that I, as the president then, created a platform. Because as president as an association, we must always create a platform for in-house. The reason being because how are we to know the industry if we do not engage every company? And how can we know about what is happening in their companies if we don't engage the field force? And of course, the best people to engage is always the leadership of the in-house. And how we can get the in-house leaders to come together and exchange views, exchange the happenings within their company, their communication with the management of their companies. I think by that, we are pooling resources, pooling experiences, and then we would be better negotiators with our respective company management. Not that we want to fight for this or fight for that, but at least we should be well treated as a very important stakeholder in the industry. And we want in the industry that the agency force is also a very, very important stakeholder. And Namlia should always play this part. And the best part to play is to facilitate the in-house to come together.
Mr. Ting, we are reaching 35 years of service, and after so many years, how relevant is Namlifa today based on its founding principles of safeguarding agency system, benefits, and also professionalizing the agents? How relevant are we?
Definitely any association would have to, in a way, evolve or respond to challenging times or changing landscape in our financial services. We actually saw that. More because, I mean, most of the time when we were president, we had the opportunity to meet other leaders in other countries through MDRT platform or through the NALU platform or even through APLIC. So we had the opportunity. So as leaders of the association, we would have to be far-sighted in the sense to see how the convergence of the financial services industry will impact insurance per se. Right? So even, I would say, Namlia has made actually herself very relevant when we changed name to Namlifa. Right? and when we embrace even financial planning. So when we say we embrace financial planning, it doesn't mean to say that all of us have to be financial planner, right? But what we are trying to say is, look, we can be insurance agents, but we can always use financial planning as an approach to our prospect. So we can do financial planning, and at the end of the day, we only just sell the insurance products. I mean, if you can sell the insurance product, serve your client well, it's already a very big business, right? Without even going into will, going into trust, going into investment, or going into other products, right? You can still. So what the association should do is to give an opportunity to our members or to our agents to evolve where they want to specialize. So they can start as insurance agent. In the end, they can become a financial advisor, a financial planner. That's fine, right? Or they can start off as insurance agent. They become a very professional agency manager and stop selling. That's fine. Or they may remain as an insurance agent and MDRT year by year. So that's fine, right? So I think we should be able to cater to the various needs of development for anyone even started off as an insurance agent and to move. Or even some of our people become so good and become CEO of companies. It's fine. So I think we should take pride that the industry or the association are grooming professional in various aspects, because they are all related, right? Within the financial planning, whether they are investment or insurance. And that was where, when we agreed to say, look, we stop CHFP and we all embrace RFP, we were saying that that our people can go for RFP. But later on, when come to insurance specialization, they can come back and take additional courses, then they can still be conferred CHFP. I think that were our plan at that moment. Or some say, look, I have my RFP as the minimum benchmark. I want to move on into investment to get CHFC or even CFP. So that's fine. So it's again a minimum standard in financial planning, and you go back to your own specialization. And we still encourage our people to have specialization insurance. So then you have an RFP and CHFP. Or you can even do master, right, in financial planning. You see, that was precisely why we felt we want to professionalize our agency force. Because not everybody would come in as an accountant or a lawyer or a banker or with a degree in economics or in finance. So what about our members with the Form 5, Form 3 education? So the association must be able to provide them a professional development path. And that's where our LPC or MFPC can help. And that's where even NAMLIFA and MFPC can work hand in hand and are complementing one another.
After 34 years of service, how relevant is NAMLIFA today, based on its founding principles of safeguarding agency system, benefits, and also professionalizing the agents?
I would say NAMLIFA, even up to now, is still very relevant when it comes to protecting the agency system. Because that is our fundamental objective of the existence of NAMLIFA. So since I left as president, I mean, I'm still in touch with the leadership and I'm still in touch with the activities. I would say NAMLIFA is still doing a very, very good job in terms of really protecting the agency system. Number one, there is a continuous dialogue with Liam, continuous dialogue with Bank Negara, and the leadership are working with the in-house, and also the leadership are also very proactive, understanding what is the financial sector plan or what is the new master plan even for insurance in our country. You see, the only body that can really protect the agency system is NAMLIFA. There would not be another body. I mean, even though we know when coming to the sale of life insurance, so banks are doing it, right? There may be other channel which the insurance companies are exploring, but by and large, if you look at statistics, you see most of the insurance are still sold by the agency system, and a lot of companies still emphasize that agency system is here to stay. Agency system is still the most important system to the insurance companies. Why? It's because it's a system already proven, right? In terms of taking the products to the consumer, right? And even to the insurance companies, I would say the agency system is very cost effective to them. But of course, the challenge within NAMLIFA now is to how to strengthen the agency system and how to even continue to attract good people to come into the agency system. Because at the end of the day, the consumer will be our judge. So if the consumers are very satisfied with the advice and also with the service provided by the agents from the agency system, then it will not be easily replaced. And of course, when it comes to the sale of bigger policy, more specialized product, the agency system is the only way. And I think most consumer, given a choice, would prefer to buy from a good agent, because a good agent is not only the person who sell, who will understand their personal interests, understand their aspiration, and grow together with them. So whereas if someone were to buy from a bank, so bank officer servicing client can change anytime. Right? So I think there's a lot of, I would say, among the consumer, desiring to buy from good agents. So I think so long as NAMLIFA is playing this part of helping a lot of agents to become good agents and continue to protect the agency system, I think more and more agents will join NAMLIFA to be good agent and to strengthen the association to protect the agency system.
Okay. Mr. Teng, from your vast experience in the industry and the observations, what are the qualities you look for when nominating an incoming president of NAMLIFA, and what advice can you give to the new leaders of NAMLIFA?
Wow, this will be a very challenging question. Well, I would say most people who come into the insurance industry, I mean, by themselves, I would say they are leaders actually in their own rights already. But of course, when coming to NAMLIFA choosing a president, I think we have quite a well-tested system within NAMLIFA, in the sense that a lot would serve at branch level, a lot would also serve at national council level, and these are actually real molding and also molding of someone to become a president. Right? I would say the quality for any president should be really the passion for the industry to start with. Right? You need to have the passion for the industry and passion to see the agency force for the benefit of society. Right? That means to say we would like to see how agent can be strengthened, can be developed for the life insurance industry. So a leader would be one person who take great interest in the development of the members, and in particular the development of an insurance agent. Right? And of course, once you have the passion, I think you will have a lot of energy, enthusiasm, ideas to come out to serve during the term of office. So I think the most important part is I would say is still passion, right? And someone who, when you love the industry, you will tend to find out more about the industry, and you will also interact with the other leaders in other parts of the world, and that is where you can get the perspective as a leader. Right? And I think at the end, I would say any good leader should be someone who follow our slogan, serve with passion. I mean, how do we serve? We serve with a passion, right? Because when you come into, normally to serve as president, you're only serving at most one term, right? So if you only got one term, you're not going to go for re-election, so why don't you make use of that one term and serve with passion, right? And of course, when we come into industry, or when we take up a profession, or when we come into the association as a leader, whether president or otherwise, so I think very important is we have to grow. Right? So when we grow, how are we to grow? So we should grow in honor, or grow with honor. Then only the association will always be respected, the fraternity will be respected, and the agency will be respected. And as president, we should aim to be the role model, right? And my advice to incoming leaders is be a good role model to the future agents. And agents take pride to become members. And of course, the leadership also should go all out to talk about what NAMLIFA is and what it stands for and what it can do for them, so that they are proud to be members of the association.